Let's go to some good news. As a result of the US election, CNN have started laying off staff and MSNBC have lost a huge chunk of their audience. CNN, back in 2016, their election coverage had 13.3 million viewers, but at the most recent election, just a week ago, they went from 13.3 million viewers in 2016 to just 5 million viewers. Oof. Fox News, by comparison, had twice that many people tuning in to their election coverage. It seems like people didn't want to watch an election coverage from people who'd spent 4 years lying to them. In fact, I suspect about half of the audience that did tune into CNN were people like me who just wanted to see how they were doing because we were concerned about their mental health as results started to come in. MSNBC primetime viewership has decreased by 54% in the days after the election, while Fox viewership for the same primetime slot has gone up 61%. Again, I can't imagine why people don't want to tune into MSNBC right now. I mean, who doesn't want to turn on the television and hear that you're racist and misogynist and watch TV hosts crying? So this is more good news from the election. The progressive left media have absolutely shot themselves in the foot with their lies, with their carry-on. And I had to laugh today with CNN. They published this article on their website. It was headed, Trump's win, I like this, Trump's win was real, but not a landslide. I like the fact that I have to put in, it was actually real, it was real, but not a landslide. I mean, it was the biggest electoral college win by a Republican in 36 years, the biggest popular vote by a Republican ever. Yeah. He won the House, he won the Senate, he won every swing state, and CNN has said, but it wasn't a landslide. They're trying to convince us that their predictions...
Well, actually, if you look at Grover Cleveland's second presidency in the 19th century, you can see that, in fact, he outperformed on all the...
Right.
But so there's a couple of reasons. One is obviously that these two networks were just bullshitting people and just telling them that black was white and telling them that Kamala was going to win. And of course, once you have all these experts who are telling you that they're smarter than you, and I think one of MSNBC's slogans is actually, we're going to make you smarter if you watch us, that they're actually feeding you the exact opposite of what is true. Obviously, you have a huge amount of people who, even if they may be sympathetic to that side of politics, are just going to switch off because they think, well, you led me up the garden path. I was telling my friends, I was telling my friends at the barbecue or the dinner party all the stuff you were saying, trying to be smart because you were meant to make me smarter and you made me look like an idiot. And then the other thing is, of course, after the result, you have articles like this and you have the most ridiculous pontificating crap that they had out there. This is going to be a tough day for all those, people of colour and women and children and little furry cats and kittens and penguins. It's just... I just don't even know what that was. And so, again, even after they told all their audiences that this wasn't going to happen, and then it did happen, they're now almost trying to retrofit the gaslight and saying, what just happened didn't actually happen, here's why. And I love all those little explainers. You'll see the Guardian does, Donald Trump is actually Hitler, here's why. It's like, as though you're so stupid that you need to be explained to it. And I think people are just sick of elite progressives with a university degree treating them like they're idiots and explaining things to them like they're 5-year-olds. And Kamala, they've done studies on the sort of language, the age group, the language of it, the different candidates. And you can imagine with Donald Trump, it's just fight, fight, fight. So he's right. He's basically sort of, toddler level, but there's no pretense there. Even Kamala Harris, they found, talks to people like they're kind of tweens, like they're sort of slightly disobedient people with kids with, a hormone problem. And she talks down there, now you're not going to go out too late tonight, okay? Because, of course, we all need to stay together as a family and look after the lawn because, of course, I grew up middle class. So you're going to come along with me on this journey, okay? All right, great. Remember the joy. And that's what people voted against. That is what they absolutely hate. And these guys are doing it again.
Legacy media.
They can't stop. They want to destroy themselves.
And Elon Musk tweeted this. Legacy media is dead. Regime media is dead. Even the low-info regime bots have figured out you guys aren't telling us the truth.
Yeah.
You talk up Kamala Harris like she's the best thing since sliced bread. She's clearly a moron. Prior to that, you told us that Joe Biden was firing on all barrels. Nothing to see here. It turns out he's in the advanced stages of senility and can't walk through sand, poor bloke. Donald Trump coined fake news back in 2016, and here we are almost a decade later, and people are realizing he wasn't exaggerating. These guys are just lying to your face. And when Elon Musk says that these guys are dead in the water now, this was before we knew their ratings had plummeted so badly, he's pointing to the fact that when you look at every single one of the podcasts that Trump and J.D. Vance rocked up to, we're talking Tucker Carlson, Theo Von, Candace Owens, Joe Rogan, the most watched podcast in the world, those combined, their viewerships, millions and millions of people, outweigh any MSNBC, outweigh any CNN, even if you combine their numbers. That is the influence that people have now, which is why one of Elon's reoccurring tweets is, "We are the media now. You, the people, are the media now," and why our government and others are doing everything they can within their power to crank down on these social media giants, their influencers. Millions of people follow them because they want to. They would rather tune into these honest podcasters who aren't perfect, but they're honest. They're not coming from an agenda. They're not government. They're not regime media that gets their marching orders from several levels up and just regurgitating what they're saying that they can or can't say. This is the way of the future. And
That's right. It is. And you can catch my podcast, The Real Story with Joe Hildebrand, wherever you get your podcast. Download it now. No agenda.